So here's a few items you're going to need. You're going to need a wig block head, preferably your size if possible. You're going to need thread, needles, and some scissors. You can use any hair of your choice. I'm just using 2 packages of hair that I ordered off of Sam's Beauty. Everything will be in the description. And I also purchased this weave net from Sam's Beauty as well. I'm going to be using an old silk based closure that I had from an old previous weave. I'm using this because I didn't want to make a closure for the top of the closing. I wanted it to look more natural, so I'm using this. And I also had to dye the closure because it was in the color 1B and the hair I'm using is in a 1. So I just wanted to show you what dye I used to color the closure. Okay, so let's get to the sewing process. I'm just taking my closure now and just positioning it to where I want it to be. And I'm just going to take some of my needles and I'm just going to pin them in just to make sure that the closure doesn't move when I start my sewing process. Now for my sewing process, the way I sew, I don't do it in a specific way. I don't feel that there is a special way to sew. I just go with the flow and I just do what works best for me. So I don't want to say that I have a specific way that I sew. I just go and stitch as I would if I was sewing some clothes. So here's just a closer view of what I'm doing so you can just get an idea of how I sew. I don't know if it's the best or not, but I just know that I do it tight enough that it's secure and it's not going to move or lift up from hard brushing or combing. So this is what my closure is looking like after I'm done sewing it around. It's pretty neat and secure. Now for the sewing of my tracks I'm putting on this wig, I'm starting off single tracks. I don't want to double up on the wefts. Usually when I do my wigs, I do double, but for this hairstyle specifically, I wanted it to be super flat. And I'm not sewing on the band because you can adjust it to become tighter or loose. So I'm going under it and then it's going to go over. So we're halfway through now, and for the middle I did start to double the tracks, but now I'm going back to doing single tracks. So as I'm going to the top, I want it to be flat. I don't want no kind of bulkiness. And I also been doing the flip method. I don't like to cut my wefts, so I've been flipping back and forth. And we're going to continue doing this until we get to the top where our closure is, and I'm going to show you how we cover the closure. Okay, so we're at the top now, and I just wanted to show you guys a closer view of the way I'm sewing my tracks on. And again, I'm doing the single track. And excuse my nail, one of the gloves had a hole in it and I got some of the dye on it. But anyways, this is just me showing you how we're going to cover the front track. We're just going to take a track and just sew it over the closure. And here's just a clip of the wig finished, and I wanted to show you guys how the top looks like scalp, and it's just perfect. So I threw a few braids in my hair, and now it's time to try on the wig and just see how I like it so far before I start to cut it and customize it. Now usually I sew like the perimeter down on my wigs, but just for this tutorial I didn't do my regular braid pattern, so I'm just putting a few hairpins in just to secure it for the time being. Now I'm no expert at cutting, I just do what's best and cut to my liking. I like my bangs to be over my eyebrows. I don't like the bangs that sometimes when your forehead shows. No shade to anyone who likes their bangs like that, but I like my bangs a little longer, so I'm just gonna keep cutting until I feel like they're to my liking. Everything's gonna be okay. Just say what you need to say and rest your head on my chest, baby. Just like you used to, just like you used to. Rest your head on my chest, just like you used to, just like you used to. Now that I'm done with my bangs, I'm just gonna bump my hair lightly just to give it a little bit of a bump because I didn't like how the ends are so straight. So I'm just gonna do that until I get it to where I like it. I think about you all the time. You always roll my mind. I lose myself just thinking you're still there. I know that you still care, just not breathing my head. I can't feel, I can't touch, I can't rush into your arms. I'm out of your heart. I know you feel the missing piece, but I left no scars. Babe, I know you're scared, but I will always be there for you. I'll always be there. Just rest your head, lay your head down on my chest. Just don't be scared, everything's gonna be okay. Just say what you need to say and rest your head on my chest, baby. Just like you used to. Rest your head, lay your head down on my chest. Just don't be scared, everything's gonna be okay. Just say what you need to say and rest your head on my chest. And here's the finished result. I did cut my bangs a little shorter and I cut the ends of my hair some too. I hope you guys like this tutorial. Please comment, like, and subscribe.